Every day you wake up, you get up, take a shower, go to work, come home, clean up, get up, go to work, clean up, get up, go to work, come home, clean up. Man, it's crazy. You feel like you're doing a lot. You feel like, you're active, you're doing stuff, but there's nothing going forward. Something has to click. Something has to say, hey, all right, we've been doing the same thing for a year now. What this can't be life. This cannot be life. It is not life. It's not. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It is not life at all. There's a big difference between being active, looking busy, and being intentional about your time. You have to be intentional with your time. You have to set goals. You have to make plans and schedules. I mean, that's a part of life if you don't want life to happen to you. Today, we're talking about having a vision, writing it down, and executing it. It's so important that men who have found their purpose, who know their purpose, are being intentional with their time, being intentional with their goals, writing them down, and being able to execute. In this episode, we are going to write a vision for your purpose. Whatever that purpose may be, it should be one size fits all for everybody. Whatever your purpose may be, we're going to write the vision for it because it's something that you can see. Like, if you have a purpose, you already know what the end goal is. The problem comes in to where we either get complacent, we have pivots, we have some uncertainty, and we're going to touch on all those points today. You can see the end goal of your vision. Most of the time, it is just success. You want success for your vision, and we are going to lay out a plan and a strategy to make sure that you can stay on track with that vision. My name is Michael. I'm the owner of Lost Royalty, and this is the Lost Royalty Podcast. Your vision and your goals are two different things. Your vision is the end goal, basically the culmination of all of your goals put together so that you can get to that success mark, that point. You absolutely have to have your why. And sometimes your children it's not enough. My why is legacy. I want my children, I want my grandchildren, I want my grandchildren's grandchildren to remember my name. I want them to be able to look online or whatever it is in that future to say, hey, my great grandpa did this for me so I can live like this. I want to be so successful and put in systems to where my legacy is passed down from generation to generation to generation, and they know that great grandpa set them on the path to success always. That's what I want. That's my why. Your why could be something totally different. You could I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on what your why is, but if you have a why, write it down. Referencing the Bible, Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Write the vision, make it plain. Clarity is such a big proponent to goal setting. You have to have a clear goal, you have to write it down, and it has to be plain enough to where if you're involving other people, they need to understand that goal. They don't have to understand your vision, but they have to understand that goal if they're involved. It's super important that being clear is a staple within each and every part of your journey. And the downside of not having clear instructions for your goal or a clear pathway for your goal is that you'll start to just drift with the wind. You'll start making stupid decisions. You'll start getting burnt out on your journey towards that goal. When you write down your vision, it's something that you can always come back to. It's something that will always be your North Star. You can always go towards your vision because that's something like if you ever feel off, if you ever feel like it is you're getting burnt out. Go back to your vision, figure it out, figure out where you can skip a step, where you can make it up later. There's always something to do when you have a good plan and it's written down. When you're starting out with your vision and you really want to write it down, you have to know who you are. You have to know what you stand for. Because if you don't stand for anything, then the wind will take you anywhere and everywhere. You will fall for everything. You'll fall for everything. If you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for everything. I love that quote. I don't know who said it, but it's a great quote. Who are you here to serve? What is your true purpose? What is your true end goal? Because we won't know where we're going unless we know the destination. So what is the actual end goal of your vision? Like I said, mine is legacy. Mine is something that's going to last for generations and generations so that they can remember my name. I think that's so important, that your name be remembered by the people in your family. You're going to have to figure out what the world is going to look like after your vision is all said and done. Once you achieve your vision, what does your world look like? What does your family look like? What does your status in the world look like? And as you're writing it down, don't write it down in the future tense. Write it down as if it has already happened. The best thing when we're manifesting things is to speak as if it already exists. I've talked about before how life and death is in the power of the tongue. Always. That's a Bible verse. When you speak it into existence, it already exists up here. So all you have to do is write it down. That means once you write it down, that means it comes from here onto the paper. You touch the paper, it's tangible. It is the beginning of your vision. And that simply means that it's a reality now. It is a reality. It is in the beginning stages of being. Yeah, the beginning stages of being. That's a bar. Hold on, let me write that down. It is the beginning stages of being. That's crazy. Now, what I want you guys to do right now is put in the comment section, wherever you're watching this from, I exist to blank so that blank. Let me say it again. I exist to blank so that blank. I'll give you an example. I exist to create long-term wealth for my family so that my family in the future, for my generations, will not have to struggle as hard as the people that have struggled before me, the people that have struggled with me, so they can have a life of not necessarily comfortability, but a disciplined life with freedom, true, unadulterated freedom. That's what I want for my family. Now, it doesn't have to be that long, obviously, but I'm a yapper, so I'm a yap. So after you've made your vision, after you have really just sat down and got something that's super, super good that resonates with you in your life, you're gonna have to know that it's not gonna go that way. And sometimes you're going to have to pivot. Sometimes you're gonna have to look at that plan and just be like, oh well, that's not gonna work out. But you can't stop. Your vision is still your vision. Your end goal is still possible. But there may be a circumstance where one part of your goal that gets you to the next step is just not a reality. It can't be a reality. So what are you going to do from there? You have to distinguish if it's a dead end or if it's a detour. Most of the time it's going to be a detour because nothing is impossible. If you have the Spirit, if you believe in God, you know all things through Christ are possible that strengthen you. Your vision is a journey of strength. You're going to be growing. You're going to be growing in knowledge. You're going to be growing in physical strength. You're going to be growing in mentality throughout your journey. So you have to know that all things through Christ are possible that strengthen you. And it's very, very, very important that we add that end goal. Like, all things are possible through Christ. You can't stop there. You have to go all the way to the end that strengthen you. You have to be strong throughout it, because that's a super important part of that verse. So don't skip out on that. Don't skip out on that. It's very important. Resistance is not a dead end. When you get pushback on a goal, or it seems like that you're getting burnt out, or something is just not working, you have to know when to stay the course. If you determine that your resistance is not a dead end, keep going. Keep going. That little voice inside your head is going to tell you to keep going. You should always keep going, because you're right there at a breakthrough. 9 times out of 10, you're almost at a breakthrough. And I've said this before, it's not on your time, it's always on God's time. So if you keep going and you truly believe in God, you truly believe in the Creator, you will have a breakthrough. You will get to that next part of your journey to complete your vision. I promise you, if there's nothing that has not been accomplished without consistency. You just have to keep going, and you have to trust the process. That is your vision. You've written it down and you made it plain. You have gone back and you have done the work that maybe you did run into a dead end. Maybe you did see that, okay, this isn't going to work out. Let's pivot. That's the mark of a true man who's on his purpose, who's on his grind, who is actually doing the work and does not stop. You can't give up. You cannot give up. You have to see your vision through. And when inevitably these pivots happen, you can't frame it as a loss or a failure or anything like that. It's just navigation. You have to go through you just have to take a different route. It's just navigation. Like when you're on your way home from work, you're in traffic. All right, well, if it's gonna add 5 minutes to your drive to get off the highway, take a couple streets and jump back on the highway to, negate a car crash or something, it's fine. Instead of waiting 2 hours for them to come and clean it up. Sure, if you know your way and you can pivot out of the way and it'll add a little bit of time or save you some time in that instance, then do it. But you cannot frame a pivot as a total loss. You can't. And I know there are some people out here who will do that. And that's not the way to think. That's not the way to be. If you are on your mission, if you are on your purpose. And in addition to having to pivot, looking at your dead end scenario, uncertainty is always going to happen. There's going to be times where you really just don't know what to do. And from there, you got to sit in silence. You have to meditate. You have to pray. You have to let God do his thing. Because this is a spiritual journey. You and God are locked in just like this. Just like this. For the entirety of your vision, of your purpose, because he gave it to you. This isn't something that you just came up with. No. You were down bad in la la land before God gave you this vision, man. You didn't know where you were going. God gave you this. So in order for you to be walking in your vision, you got to be locked in. You got to be locked into the Creator. You got to pray. You got to fast. You have to look for those signs that God is giving you. You have to talk to people. And you have to look for God in those people. You can't have a negative outlook on life when you're in your purpose. You have to keep your heart pure. You have to keep your heart clean in order to see the God within people. In order to get those downloads, in order to get those hints and those cues that you're going the right way. It's not easy. It's not. Nobody ever said it would be easy. So I say all this to say, stay locked in with your prayer. Stay locked in with your guidance and your vision that you've written down. I'm always going to bring it back to what you've written down, because it's always something that you can go to. If you're feeling anxious, you can look up you can download the Bible on an iPad or your phone or anything like that. And you can type in the word anxiousness, and your Bible and will bring you verses about anxiousness. bring you verses about fear, bring you verses about uncertainty. Go back to your word. Go back to anything that is motivationally supportive of you being uncertain that'll get you out of that rut. That's what you do when you're uncertain. When you just don't know, be quiet, be still. And just know that he is God and he will provide a way. But you have to make yourself available for that. You have to be spiritually in tune and aligned with that purpose so that he can give you that next step. And once you're out of the way of yourself, you have to protect your own vision. You have to keep your energy towards that vision. Because there are a lot of people that's going to come in and tell you that your vision is wrong. Your vision is something that they would never do. Your vision is not for them. Your vision is for you. It's not a selfish journey. It's not a prideful or ego-driven journey. It's for you. It's the mission that God gave you to do. So you have to protect it. You have to not let people know exactly what it is that you're doing. Now, when I say write the vision and make it plain, and you actually include those people within your vision to get to your next step or your next goal, you don't have to tell them your whole vision. As a matter of fact, don't tell them your whole vision. If you have a task for them to do, tell them the task, make that task plain and simple and easy as you can. But your entire vision is for you. And maybe a spouse, maybe, and I mean, guard that thing with your chest. If you know that your person ain't for you, don't tell them. Don't tell them. If you with a girlfriend or just a love interest or anything, don't tell them. Don't. Because not everybody who's with you is with you. Don't let that go over your head. Not everybody who's with you is with you. So just keep that in mind when you are making out your vision, drawing it up, and wanting to let people know. Just don't. Move in silence and let the results speak for themselves. Then you can tell people once it's actually out. I thank you guys so much for watching. Like, this has been a very, very good podcast today. I hope each and every one of you have written down your vision. If you can, surely write your vision. You don't have to share it, but make it a point to write your vision down. Make it a point to be that person who is starting the rest of their lives. And if you don't know what your purpose is, hey, get right with God. Pray on it. Meditate on it. Have him give you exactly what you need in order to get started with your purpose. If you have your purpose, then you can write down your vision. That's as plain as that. But I thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Michael. I'm with Lost Royalty, and this has been the Lost Royalty Podcast. I bid you guys adieu and peace.